Hello everyone! Welcome to the first guide out of many more which explains the basics and fundamentals of Valorant, which when learned and applied can greatly improve your skill as a player. From how to shoot your gun, all the way to game sense and the state of the round. Let's get to it, shall we? Note: these tutorials will likely miss some information that went over my head, so please feel free to leave more stuff in the comments below. Valorant is a tactical shooter, which mainly focuses on gunplay to greatly change the outcome of the game. This means that improving your aim can directly impact the match in a big way. I would say that aim alone can carry you all the way to the higher ranks without the need of proper team coordination. So now that we know how important aiming is, in this video, we will be talking about the fundamentals of aiming, angles, and peeking. Aiming is one of the most basic, yet one of the hardest aspects of any tactical shooter. But it isn't the most important. Hear me out. FPS games like Valorant have way more variables than just greater the aim equals better. If you want to consistently win gunfights, then before you peek the enemy, you should always, and I mean always, ask yourself, do I have the advantage? Gaining advantage against your enemy is the single most important part when talking about the outcome of a gunfight. Although better aim can greatly increase your advantage, it is not always the case. There are many ways to increase the chances of you winning, even against people who have aim that is leagues away from what you have currently. So how do we increase our advantages of winning the gunfight? One of the most consistent ways for you to win aim duels is to practice pre-aiming common areas people usually stay. From the word pre-aim, it basically means that you prepare your crosshair to perfectly align with the person holding the angle before you peek. This usually means you have to get used to placing your crosshair at head level at all times. Pre-aiming will greatly promote consistency and will help you reduce the distance you have to flick to, and downright reduce the amount of times you have to flick in general, since flicking to the target is less reliable than literally having them on your crosshair the moment you swing. Once you get used to pre-aiming, you can always try to pre-fire the area you think people most likely hold. You do this by basically firing as soon as you peek the angle. Since you are shooting as soon as you peek, the player holding the angle will have no time to react and will more likely think that you are cheating. This is extremely useful, especially if you run out of utilities before clearing an area. This can catch the opposing player completely off guard, or if you just want to spice up your game.
What?
Okay, so in this part of the video, we're gonna be... Okay, before we talk about it.
Yeah.
Alright, you gotta introduce yourself.
Hey, my name's Miguel. Dude, I don't have an intro.
Oh, okay, that's good enough.
I am Miguel.
Oh, we're fine. Okay, so hello everyone. So in this part of the video, me and Miguel are gonna talk about angles and how they work. So a good rule of thumb about angles is the farther. So for example, Miguel, can you stay over there? Right there.
Okay,
Right?
bossing.
Like, so you're peeking like this angle, right? So a good rule of thumb about angles is that you should always try peeking farther away compared to closer, because what happens is, like, for example, if I stay here, Miguel, you can see my shoulder, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's peeking out, brother.
Yeah, so Miguel can see me and I can't, but if I go farther, I can see him. So it basically just gives you an advantage. This is it's more important when you're peeking the defender. But if you're defending, what you have to look out for is if you're holding close and you whiff the shot, going back to cover will be harder. One more thing, especially when you're peeking, the best way to peek is using your strafe keys, which is the A and D keys, because when, for example, this long straight line right here, right, Miguel? Okay, we can go back to your cubby right here, your favorite spot. So what happens is, if you're just moving forward, you can't really pre-aim this spot. If you're pre-aiming and then you move forward, like, you get closer. So the rule of thumb with the angles is you want to be as far away as possible, and you can have either like equal time to react to each other, or he's gonna have the disadvantage. So basically, this is the best way to peek, especially if you're entering, is to first be as far as possible from the angle and pre-aim it, and when you're moving, you should strafe. This will make it easier. Jiggle peeking is a term used when a person peeks or holds an angle while strafing left and right. This can be used in many situations to gain info without committing too much, or if you do not feel like you have the advantage on the area you are peeking. A more extreme use for this is when you are shoulder peeking. Shoulder peeking is basically jiggle peeking, but without peeking your head out, which makes the person holding the angle react to the shoulder they have spotted. This is mainly used to check people using ops, since they most likely react as soon as they see something.